strange epiphany, and I want to share it about your service business and all offering too many multiple services. Imagine if like a conveyor belt, like fruit, apples would come and they'll pick out the bad apples and discard them. What if it was like a bunch of Legos? And the Legos, they were all different colors: red, green, blue, orange, yellow. And as the Legos were coming down, you had to very quickly construct the Legos of one color. Let's just say the color yellow into like a very specific, a Lego castle, just a small one. Before it can pass through like a slot that's like the shape of a castle, and the lasers read it or whatever, and it goes beep, and then it passes. But if you're missing any of the pieces, for instance, like taking care of a customer, trimming their shrubs, doing a decorative stone, mulch, cutting their grass, cutting their trees, installing a patio, whatever you do, you got to do it right in order for it to all pass so you can actually get the check. You got to do a lot of different things right? You can't have any of those things wrong because you're serving people. So imagine it's just like yellow Legos, and you got to build that thing so it can pass, and the Legos are coming down the conveyor belt quick. Well, what if there was like red, not just yellow Legos, but there's green and yellow Legos, and now you're building two different castles, but they're totally different types of castles because they're different services. It's a totally different thing to install patios, then to install shrubs, then to trim shrubs, and then to do gutter cleaning, power washing. There's all different things, right? Hang with me. So this one, you have to learn how to do this, and it goes, and it's backing up, and it's not working, but then it's messing up your yellow Legos that you already know how to do because all this stuff is, and then you're going to add more services. So you've got yellow, red, and green, and blue Legos coming, and now they're all mixed up and conjungled. Now you're trying to separate them all, put them in their own compartments and into bins, and then you have to take them out of the bins. You got to build a Lego so they can pass into these different shaped things so they all can come to, like, it's like playing Tetris, right? And the more services that you have is the more things. And then you got employees, you hire employees, and now you're training them how to do all the, and they're like, they're doing it all wrong. You're like, the employees are stupid. It's because they're stupid. How could they not know how to, what do you mean? You didn't, how long did it take you to learn how to do all this, right? So it's like, if you got too many services, it's over complexifying the hell out of your business, lowering the quality of each service. But the weird thing is, you could go up to one customer, like there's a house behind me, you could be like, well, we can clean your gutters, and we can clean your brick, and we can power wash it, and we can actually paint it, and we can cut the grass, and we can do the landscape in the garden beds, and we can trim and cut the grass, and we can install it. You could offer way more stuff to each customer in the form of packages, which could be a good thing to a limit, and increase the average ticket price of each individual customer from $40 to $100 to $10,000. Depending on each customer. And wouldn't you rather do like $10,000 jobs and make $100,000? Or would you rather do like $100,000 jobs and make $100,000? Or $1,000 jobs to make $100,000? Because now on a gradient, if you turn it in its opposite direction and you're doing $1,100 jobs, you've got 1,000 different customers to talk to on the phone to build a relationship. I did a video before, I put a link in the description below, how it's up to like 17 different points of contact we do per customer from the customer when they look at a piece of marketing advertisement and they leave a website lead, or they call the phone and we pick it up and then we qualify them over the phone, and then or call them back, and then we schedule time to do a quote. We do the quote, and then they say yes, and then we follow up, and then we set the appointment, but then it rains, but then we come back, and then we do the actual job, and as we're doing the job, we talk to them. When we're done doing the job, we follow up by booking another job and selling them more services, and then we collect the check, then we ask for the positive review, and then we follow up, and then we get like, you're talking to each individual customer so many freaking times that it's completely exhausting for $100. Unless you got a business model where you don't talk to your customers at all, and you just bill them on autopilot every month, like lawn care, and you just you route density them. You don't have time to communicate with that many customers. That many customers has that many different types of things that they want, and they're in different geographic areas. Now you're driving all over the place. Wouldn't you rather do just like $10,000 jobs as $100,000? But what type of jobs? So are you going to get to that 10,000 by offering a whole bunch of different services like I was talking about, or are you going to just do one service, like luxury hardscape outdoor living for like a patio with like a fire pit? Well, that could be a $50,000 job. But the amount of skill and different micro things you have to learn to get to the point where you're that good at that, you don't just go learn, you just don't go do that. Like, you got to start out and learn that over a series of years. There was a meetup with this people were in a room, and the highest paid entrepreneur in the room of this group of people did like over 20 million a year, and all he did was gutter cleaning. That's all, gutter cleaning. But he was like the best, most prominent gutter cleaning company in his whole multi-state area or something. That's all they did. Maybe you just clean windows. So what I'm talking about is like with the Legos coming out with the thing, how about what if, okay, you had the Lego castles, but they were so perfectly tuned, just blue Legos, that you had them coming down like an automatic, I don't want to say that on YouTube or on the internet. Just let's say it's really, really fast and efficient, like a embroidery machine, or like you can do it so fast because you've refined the processes, you got the tools, you can train people. And what if you just did like a couple things very, very well and you tuned it and did it really, really fast and efficient? But what if those things that you were doing were a very low barrier to entry service that anybody could do it without any special licensing or permits or requirements or any special insurances, and anybody could do it? Now the amount that you can get paid is not really tied directly to just your skill, because if you have skill, you could do something faster and make more because you can increase the rate and pace in which you do it. But part of how much money you can make is directly proportional to how many people are lined up willing to do the same exact thing. Like if you're like trying to like wash dishes in a restaurant and they've got a stack of 100 applications, you're not going to get more than minimum wage cleaning dishes because there's so many people who can do it. It's easy. Most people can do it. And it just is what it is. Like I used to clean dishes in restaurants in the winter. And then I got into cooking and I was waiting tables and doing all that stuff in between landscaping in the summer and the winter and doing snow plowing stuff. But what is the barrier to entry of the service, or how difficult, is also one thing that you have no right to complain about if you're not making a whole lot of money, unless you've found a way to make your service so efficient where you could just dominate. How do you do that? So I think about all this stuff all the time, because if you feel trapped, like you're in handcuffs, there's reasons beyond just your emotions. You feel that you feel how you feel for a reason. There's truth behind it. But if you would look deeper into the logistics, into you, there's 5 things. You, your market, your marketing, your people, and your systems. You, your market, which is your marketplace, your marketing, your people, and your systems. And then my friend Brandon Vaughn has a thing called MAPS: marketing, administration, production, and sales. So you have all these different compartments of things going and that you might not be aware of, but once you become aware of them and you start to like do your books and your bookkeeping and you're looking at everything, you like realize, oh my God, Coca-Cola is a data company. They just happen to sell soda pop. All right, I gotta go. These customers are here.
I'm going to wrap up. Go to Keith Kalfas Untrapped on Apple Podcasts, and please leave the show a well-worded, positive 5-star review. It helps boost the rankings of the show. I really, really appreciate it. Hit me up on YouTube, Instagram, at Keith Kalfas, and I can't wait to hear about your success, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.